Hello and good morning. We're on a little bit earlier today due to having to finish a little bit earlier. The other half's at work today, so that's why, as per every other week. And then next weekend, I think she's away for a week, so I won't be starting necessarily early, unless I feel like starting early and doing a little bit longer. Anyway, following on our Persian Gulf Foothold, after about the 500th update. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but it's definitely Whizbit's fault for telling me just before I started, "Hold, stop!" Sorry, Lisa, I nearly punched you in the face. She come in with a cup of tea, and I literally put my arms out, nearly punched her in the face. Mind you, nobody would have noticed, would they? Ouch. Right, so I've got a cup of tea. Nearly, I won't say the line of the song I was going to say there, but hey. Anyway, so I'm running just a little bit later than planned. All Whizbit's fault, but I'm not going to linger on that. Did I say it was Whizbit's fault? So what we're doing here is we're working our way up. Where's our next target, by the way?
Number 15. That's why I'm taking off from the tower, the boat.
You mean you got a speech impediment and you can't say tower?
What's the boat called?
It's called the Friendly Boat to Take Off From.
Okay, so I'm taking off from the friendly boat to take off from the tower.
Still sounds wrong, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, so I can't even see that. Where is it?
It's on the red carrier group in the top left corner of the red carrier group.
Did you mean... Right, okay, red carrier 14. So that's ours now. Was that a red one before?
It was, yeah, but it's now ours. And I am taking off from the...
Right, I can see now. I've just zoomed in. I was going to say, fancy having Apaches on a boat. Whatever next.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was coughing then. You should cold start as well. Let me just remove some little bits here. Left Alt and R. And is it Alt Y or Control Y? Control Y. There we go. I don't. My other half does. I don't. Are you trying to place my accent, by the way? The other person lives closer to London than me. I live up north. Well, north from London. I'm in the Midlands. So I'm waiting for my pilot. Let me know when you're back, Yam. No, I wouldn't have done.
You there?
Yes, sorry. No, that was a bit of an interesting one. Oh, Iowa guy. Right, okay. Yes. So, jump in a chopper. Let me know when you're in a chopper. And I'll jump in the front seat. And we'll give it a whirl. We'll give it a whirl starting from scratch. Hello, Mr. Camel.
Well then.
How the devil are you?
Mel said, "Thank you for the tier 1 resub, D_Camel.
You want to take
The
off from the
support
boat?
for 8 months is really appreciated."
It's closer to the
I
objective.
could do. Yeah, I certainly could do. Which boat is this? Is that the 59 or 73?
It's
It's a tower, top left corner of red carrier group, which I'm on at the moment.
how are you, Mr. Camel?
D_Camel said, "Waiting for this cyclone to smash us."
Oh, really? You got a cyclone down there? I didn't think you had much problems or many problems with the wind. I know Japan does, which I don't. Is that too far away? It's not too far away in my eyes, but I didn't think you had problems. Oh, really? Oh, that's not good. That's going to cause a bit of havoc if it's as bad as it sounds.
Oh yeah, it's circus.
Yeah, top. If you look at the ship group, have you found it, Yam?
Yeah, I'm on the ship.
All right, just yeah, I can see you. Just accept my thing. Oh, that's the wrong person. Sorry. Accept my thing when you see it. Expect my computer to suddenly stop. Cancel that. That one there. Right, just accept that. And if it stops, don't worry. Sorry about that Iowa guy. I was thinking...
You just reload it yourself.
Pardon?
I said you have to reload it out yourself. What's your department?
Oh, right, okay.
I don't
Just
think it's taken.
Just waiting for it to draw. We're taking some shooty bangy things. Where were we attacking, by the way?
Number 15.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you did say, didn't you?
I did.
Queslin. Quam. No, Kersham. I don't know, something like that. Somebody will correct me. Right. How come my door's shut already? Anyway, right, I'm going to be the... Pardon?
I shut it.
If the pilot shuts the front his door, George will close his door as well.
Yeah, but that means he went to start before I got in. It's just that what I was wondering is whether the desync... 'cause sometimes you get a desync problem. Pardon?
Let me choose the rolling.
Oh, you've jumped out now. What I was trying to say is whether we still get desync if it's a completely... What's it? I've just vanished out the chopper now. Do you see what I mean? Because what's happened with me and Sham is sometimes the rotors aren't moving for me. Do you know what I mean? So I have to jump out and wait till he starts and then jump in.
Right, mate. Well, you ready to jump in when you...
Yeah, just 2 ticks. It's just wondering whether they've fixed the problem, that's all. Right, redraw again. Sorry about that Iowa guy. It's not a sort of thing somebody here would ask, and they would obviously be able to tell the accent a little bit. But then when I looked over who was asking the question, I realised that, of course, you wouldn't necessarily know that distinction. My other half is from there, but I don't think she's anything like, you know, where you've mentioned. If that makes sense. Right, you good? Have you put the battery on?
No, I'm just keybinding a few things at the minute.
Always worries me.
_UK said,
Hey, Hayden.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 higher.
No, you will do.
Very hard time distinguishing accents from different.
No, you will do completely. Everybody does. I mean, it's like
Reaper up at the attack.
It's like people think I come from Liverpool. Some people think I'm Australian, which obviously I'm not.
Would be a good idea.
There was a woman I used to play with from Malaysia who thought I sounded like David Beckham, which is completely wrong. And my accent is really colloquial. So where I come from, in the Black Country, there was a street, right? You would have 3 different accents as you walked down this long street.
Clearly he's from Westminster.
Will you stop it, Mr. Camel? Right, okay, so I'm in the front for the first time for a long time, and I thought it would be a good idea. Yam is a pilot who's been learning. So I need to switch on the primary lights as before, right, so that I can align. We can see all the levers and things moving, which is the pilot starting it up.
UK said, Eton College.
Eton College, definitely. It's my accent.
Yeah, that's better.
So I'm from the middle of the country,
Going in and out of Dominions.
and there's an area called the Black Country, and I'm sort of leaning more towards there than I am on the right. And the guy who you hear me called Yam is more Black Country than me. The other person is from a different district. There's a guy who comes on a bit later from Manchester, one from up north, and we've all got different accents. All of us. Right, let's switch this off for now.
D_Camel said, "You all sound the same."
Yeah, I would do to you, I suppose.
The ship's quite pretty at the night time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite lovely.
It sounds like a very militaristic thing.
Said, "Morning all."
Good morning, Frick. How are you getting on with your helicopter flying?
Fixed wing, 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we're going to put that on. I also want to go to util here. Oh, maybe not.
Searching. Fixed wing, 10 o'clock. Searching.
And switch, make sure the laser's on. It's difficult to see, which it is now. It's been a long time since I've been in the front, so there's some of the things that...
Absolutely putting capital letters on he crash when landing.
Fixed wing, 10 o'clock. Searching.
Oh, is that what you're doing? You're crashing when landing at the moment. What helicopter's that?
Altitude and attitude hold being used for its purpose.
Excellent.
D_Camel said, "I am happy to give lessons." I
Yeah.
feel like I'm qualified.
You might be, yeah. You may well be. Right, where am I? Waiting for the map to come up.
Attended Special Excel said, "I had it for an hour. I could land pretty well. Then I lost it and it was back to crashing. Ha ha."
The thing is, you possibly, if that happened, you're probably just thinking that once you've done it once or twice, you may be relaxing a little bit too much. But when you first learn, you need to really focus on it each time. And eventually you'll get to the point where you don't need to think about it and you can do a million and one things and you just do it, feels natural. But when you're sort of going through those initial stages, you need to pay every single landing the same level of attention
Really
and make sure that, it depends which helicopter you're in, of course, make sure that your rate of descent isn't down too much and just go for a hover. You know, most people think they see stuff on TV or films and they think that, you know, you can come belting in and land. Hey, Maka.
How's it going?
All good, thank you. About the billionth update on this mission. It's a pain in the ass. I updated it yesterday or the day before and then had to update it this morning. But do you know what I mean? Would you concur, Camel? Because Frick has been flying, but as he said, he could do it for an hour and then can't. And I think it's just lack of attention or concentration to what he's doing when he's doing it more than anything else. And
Attended
that's
Special
important.
Excel said, "Are you sure that is quite the challenge with me?" D_Camel said, "Yeah, getting comfortable is
Yeah.
the worst thing."
It's even for real world experienced pilots, right? Just, you know, in real life. And you never want to take your eye completely off the ball. In game it's one thing, but in real life you just don't. You treat every single landing, I would imagine, Camel, with the same level of finesse, detail and concentration.
I was a Heliag pilot for 25 years. Pretty sure I could help.
Right, we're going to turn this down a little bit. Right, I keep forgetting I'm not in the back, so let him start it all up. Put these on. Put these on. Right, now there is Yam. Right, you want to check to see if you've got it set. if you go to adjust controls and do a search on VoIP,
Yes.
I've just thought, I can't remember whether ICS, what's ICS stand for? Set a button for the ICS VoIP, say a forward on your hat. I can't remember because I haven't been in for so long, but there's an intercom.
Energy 999 said intercom system, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Com, and then radio for light outgoing.
Right, so what I'm saying is we should be able to talk to each other on the intercom instead of talking over chat. See what I mean?
Let's give it a whirl, shall we?
Okay, let me finish setting up. We haven't got any weapons yet, have we?
I would
We
go
have,
ahead,
but
said,
there's a bit of a
when you
mismatch,
take
so
off and
that's,
head to objective, do you ever get the urge to play Fortunate Son?
Helicopters. Yeah, but I'd rather get something I can actually use. I'm sure we should be able to, you know, make something sound about the right sort of sound, you know what I mean?
T_Camel said, when you're in the Huey, it
Yeah.
plays by default.
And even if it doesn't, it's in your head. So I've set the radio to 124.
The Candle Special XL said,
Okay.
Smokes. That is a long
And I'm
time.
just
Is she
looking.
qualified for that?
Right.
Do a radio check then.
Energy
Okay.
999 said,
124
"Might have
radio
to
check.
flip that ICS switch to PTTS.
555.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
if
you're coming
the
through both.
link and does hot mousing
555.
or not.
Yeah,
That works. That's our radio.
yeah. That sounds like Wiz has the same button though for TeamSpeak. You need to have a different button.
I don't do it anymore.
Try
But
the
still
intercom
fly
radio
privately.
now, Mel.
Pardon?
Try the internal one between us two.
Yeah, this is what I was going to do. Can you copy?
Copy received.
Oh yeah, that's working. Okay.
That's quite a bit loud though. How do you turn that down?
There's probably a volume knob. Let me look. Ooh, that's not a good place to look, is it? I want to look down there. I can't see the names of the volumes.
Just keep talking, mate, and I'll just one knob at a time.
One knob at a time, sweet Jesus. Wasn't that a song?
Don't know. You know a lot more than I do.
Just a minute, try the master.
Like,
1 2 1 2 1 2.
yep.
You could, yeah, the master worked. Yeah.
That just turns everything down though, doesn't it? I don't want to turn down my... Well... That also affects radar, doesn't it?
Well, turn your radar up.
Over the line, sweet Jesus, one knob over the line.
Okay.
Sorry. Sure, it was a song or something back from many, many years ago. Right, now, interesting. Let's put that back in the middle. Is your ICS switch forward or in the middle?
11 o'clock. Searching.
Right, Yam, can you still hear me in game?
I can, yes. My ICS switch is in the middle.
Yeah, that's fine. Mine is now as well. Okay, don't need it then. What weapons have we got on? Let's have a little look. Okay, we've got a stick with a hat on that we don't need. And it will be too many keybinds for you. So let me change that.
That's fine. I think I've got everything I need anyways. Are you controlling the countermeasures?
Oh, you should be doing it, not me. What we got on here? I always get mixed up whether they're... Yeah, okay. We go in manual. I know, it's bizarre, isn't it? Okay, so just changing the loadout, and that's not going to cause you any problems then. Right, so it's been a long time. So this is on level tad. Let's put this on today now, being as the weather's changed. We'll go on to TV. I haven't done this for a long time. I tend to basically use as many of the switches and buttons in here as I can, to be honest. Turn this down as well. Okay. Right, so we're going to 15, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if 15's on here. Yes, it is. Right, we're going to go direct to 15.
I like to use an Xbox controller for all the deduct stuff.
I bought one.
Appropriate.
Hello.
Who we got? Hey, Maka. Okay, you should have a course and everything there, Yam.
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. There's a couple of little things for me to sort. So we're going from ACQ fixed pilot helmet site.
We can get going.
Just
Weapons on.
weapons are on, I believe, mate. Oh, sorry, weapons are on. Just make sure that when I press this is where the pilot's looking. Right, okay.
Iowa 8 said, "It ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't no senator's son. It ain't me. It
Oh,
ain't
you
me.
doing it now, are
I
you?
ain't no fortunate son."
Right, okay. I'm just looking at my controls because it's been a long time. So we can see where the pilot is looking at the moment. This is, let's turn that down a little bit. So we're heading off. We've got a waypoint. We've got 57k, and that's it. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Not that it matters, although it does matter actually thinking about it, because it's really funny about not allowing you to fire missiles and do things unless you're bore sighted. It's a little bit arbitrary, I think, in terms of what I'm doing, but let's put my iHads back on, which you'll see why it's not switched on. Oh god, I forgot it was this bad in the front. That's good enough for me. Oh, great. There we go. It's a little bit sluggish. Right, I spend most of my time with my face glued in here. You've got to make sure that your weapon selector is set for guns. Sorry, you got to make sure your weapon selector is selected for guns.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
If you accidentally select it to weapons, you take the weapon, the Hellfires, you'll take them off me.
It's selected on guns, but I haven't keybound the guns.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah. It got me even. There's an SA-10 there, and it got me when I was like 16k out and still below like mountain.
Right, okay, just hang on. Yeah, just keep going. Don't follow the waypoint. Go to, let me give you a reference. Aim 270 for 17, keep it low, and that'll bring us on the coast higher up to where we're heading.
217 for 17.
270 for 17.
270 for 17.
Keep it low. Use your attitude hold and your altitude hold, but keep it really low if you can. You don't need to skim the waves, but the lower the better. Right, let's have a look.
Fixed wing, 9 o'clock. Searching.
Oh, we got a reprop over here, look.
Searching.
So we're going for this one first. This is like an outboard
Searching. Radar. 7 o'clock.
thing, SA11 there.
7 o'clock. Searching. Radar. 7 o'clock. Searching.
I think there's an SA11 basically on the defence.
Radar.
UFCR in
Wing. 11 o'clock. Searching.
Wiz.
Wing. 9 o'clock.
No,
Searching.
Okay.
Wing. 3 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing.
it's dead.
11 o'clock.
I know you're dead at the moment, but I was going to say if you got the FCR, you'd probably be able to pick it up. This coastal line is really close to the. It's the the island defence. That's an SA11 out there, rather than SA10.
SA-10's on the main objective.
Yeah, but the SA11 will get you before that, depending how you come in. Mac a copy.
Fixed wing. 9 o'clock. Searching.
I heard a slight little noise, Macca, but we're on 124 if you're not sure.
Yeah, I tried on the FIFO, trying to work out how to set the radio for 124.
Okay, no worries. If we know that you're just in TS. There's an SA11 on the support site. We're going after waypoint 15. There's an associated defence area. If you can get to take out that SA11 over there and possibly the SA10 on the main site we're going for, it'd be useful.
Yep, going for that now.
Yeah, cheers.
Fixed
He's
wing.
going a little
10
bit
o'clock.
high.
Searching.
Yeah, I'm adjust to 267 for 12.
Copy.
You can see the little hills there, so if you can keep low, it should give you some level of cover. Right, if anyone's got any questions today, please feel free. As I said, I haven't been in the front seat for a long time, so I am going to be a bit fingers and toes.
You can use your cursor
I could do, yeah.
spot on the map and direct to it, so here's a waypoint to look at a while.
Yeah, no, that's fair comment. I was talking about the cactus the other day. Yeah, I'm sort of just getting back into this. He flew it first 6 months ago, so I did a session with him and Thingamajig, so that now he can actually hover. So I said, well, I'll jump in the front and give him a bit more purpose, because, like me, he would prefer not to fly with. Hey, hello. Like me, he would rather fly with somebody rather than having AI. And I mentioned CAC to him, but I haven't gone into it in any depth. The CAC for anybody else is cursor acquisition. So if I put my cursor over here, I can set it and make a mark that he can see, and as energy pointed out, and then set a course for that specifically.
Fixed wing. 11 o'clock. Searching.
So what we're doing is just utilising some of these hills to try and give us some cover over there.
Hello to all, of course.
Yeah, right, CJ. How are you anyway? How far away is this? Can't tell if... Yes, there is.
Fixed wing, 10 o'clock. Searching.
Magic 1-1, Bra 236, 419 at 7,000.
Where's the SA10? Hopefully that's gone. SA19, is it up here? Yeah. They wouldn't be able to reach that.
Searching.
What have we got here? Down here, 6K.
Was playing Star Citizen for a bit. Doing some mining
Oh.
and having Squad Mats W minerals.
What do you think of the mining now? Personally, I think it's pretty awful. I think everybody else does. The way that's been implemented is not the best. To be honest, you spend far too long getting virtually nothing in the main. I think Red has a better suggestion. Yeah. I think Red's got a good suggestion, which was, if you want the quality, you make the quality. So you get the bulk, you have to get a lot, put it through 3 or 4 refinery prices, and then end up with a little bit of quality. So your time sink is the refining, and you have to get more of it. Do you know what I mean? 4.6 mining was brilliant. 4.7 is, you just think, you know what, can't be asked. I mean, it's fun getting out, but getting a sliver out of a big rock and the time it takes, and I'm still doing it without any add-ons, so it makes it interesting. Right. As you come over to these rocks, go slightly left. I've just been looking at the map and looking at the distance. If we are on the coast, we actually start getting closer to the enemy.
Do you want me to hold on the coast?
Just go down to this side of the rocks, and what I've seen, there's a little island further down. Let me have a look.
I can see the island about... Well, it's just slightly to the left of us.
Yeah, there's a little island.
By the way, I'm repeating on your stream.
Which maps is this now?
This is Persian Gulf. Yeah, it's because you're picking up, you're really loud. Just 1 minute. Is there a volume for... I'm just looking if there's a... Talk again, yeah?
Hello.
Just 1 minute. Talk again. When I've stopped, then talk.
Hello.
Yeah, you're going over the threshold. Can't do much about that at the moment. Hey, Vic. Right. Keep your head down behind these rocks for now. In fact, if you want, when you get a little bit close to the rocks, move slightly to the left, right, so that you've got cover in front and off to your right. At the moment, you haven't got cover to your right. Because I think the right is one of the big threats. So just go and hover somewhere in that little curve without getting too close to the rocks.
CJSPCL said, I was looking at my Amazon account and I had purchased Told DCS game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, get a little bit more coast, waterside if you... No, yeah, stay there and let's have a look, see where these hills go.
wing, 9 o'clock. Searching.
That would cover from there, wouldn't it? Let me know when you got a nice hover.
Fixed wing,
So there's some slopes here by the looks of it.
4 o'clock.
This is going to be 9, 8. I don't know how big that is. You can try there. But it depends whether these are much of a slope. This is just trying to get him to test what he was doing the other day, because he was having a problem with getting it to hover nicely. It's a very nice map, to be honest. If you look at it on YouTube, it'll be better, believe me, because it's in 4K there. But yeah, you happy with that?
Yep.
Okay, then. Well, he was only learning this yesterday. I kid you not. There you go. But it's just technique. If you know the technique, then it's fine. Yeah, that's spot on, matey. That's really good. Also, did you have to trim out the slope a little bit? So was it like sliding gently to the one side?
Yeah, I had to iron out some of the slope, and then once I got it below, say 10, put the auto oven and the attitude.
Okay. So the blades should be slightly tilted. Technique! There you go. See, his blades are tilted nicely, and that will compensate for, I think, the hill trying to push him down a little bit. Right, I'm not going to confuse you anymore, but if you just look at the F10 map, can you see the little circle that I've placed?
Yes, I can.
Right, so the plan is to move out down the coast, and that little town slightly to the right, okay, of that circle. You want to go down that way towards the harbour, because there's a slope just the other side of this circle, but I don't know how big. So keep your head down, right? Work your way using these hills as cover as best as you can, and then stop round about the other side of that town, so you've got some cover from the base we're attacking, and you should have cover from the one further up because of these mountains, if you can see what I mean.
I don't suppose you could put that into the waypoint, could you?
God, man. Right, so what I'm going to do, let's have a look.
It's 226 for me, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the map, just bear with. I'm trying to work out where it is on the map. I think it's here.
7 o'clock. Searching.
Yeah, map detail isn't great. Oh no. Oh, it could be, yeah.
Fixed wing, 7 o'clock. Searching.
Oh. I think it's there. Can you see that on the map? Look on your map.
It's about 226 for 4 miles, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's really difficult to actually see it on the map because it doesn't have the detail.
Okay, let's have a look over there then.
You can see the SAM's going off already.
You go for the SA11 seed site first, are you?
No, matey. We're working our way down to the SA10s. Macca's job is on the SA11s and 10. So we're working down for the main mission part first.
Cool.
He just did a really nice, perfect hover.
Nice.
Now we've got to sneak down the coast and keep cover. My cup of tea. Okay.
Pardon?
Nothing. Didn't say a thing.
Set an alarm? To like ask me for a cup of tea?
No, you dozy woman. That's the time I should normally be starting, unless I got to take you.
Right, so why do I hear... Not very good at whispering, are you?
Jesus wept. Did you ever know, right? If
How do you know Jesus wept?
if you ever go out with a woman, make sure she hasn't got bat ears.
Like your fat ass.
Can you hear this? No, what it was is I got that engrossed that my cup of tea's still here.
Oh, so the one I made you's old, yeah?
No, it's tepid.
No, no such word as
Of course it is. Look it up.
cold,
Look,
warm or hot.
just because your education was subnormal, right? There is a word called tepid.
Like your attitude sometimes.
There's also a word called vapid as well, so beware.
Uh-huh. Your attitude subnormal times.
She'll be done. Can I have another cup of tea when you're done?
I'll think about that one.
I am drinking this
Wow,
one. I do
Leslie, I'm
apologise.
getting really sassy these days now.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible, isn't it?
Who said that? Was that
The trouble is, I went to OpenAI, I took off the limits, and I ended up with a Cockney squaller. And I'm thinking I didn't even know I'd got a voice module for it.
Mel, was that Kev that made that comment?
And no cock.
Really?
It was Camel.
Camel can be over as
Tea
well.
Kettle Barbie said, I think your AI needs a firmware update. Mate.
It does. It does.
I wish that forward right. Looks like it's going up, whoever's in the air. Plane.
I like his flying at the moment. He's doing really well. This is good, matey.
You alright?
Yeah, this is really good. You can see where the missiles are coming from, so it's just a case of nice and low. And I'm talking quieter so they don't hear me. This guy is the guy who's usually one of the guys doing our cap in a plane. So he bought this some time ago. I think he flew it 6 months ago up to a point, and then he's got a new computer since. So it was always a case of not bothering to do all the key binds. I just hope that that's down here. I think it might be, or it might be further. It was quite difficult on the map to try and work out. Should be alright. It is looking quite nice though, I must admit. Might better get a picture out of this, eh? Once that text has gone off, I do apologise for talking into your ear. Oh God. Come on, go away, text. I don't think it's going to, is it? Yeah. You're on a slight slope, so move to the left. And then you've got... then you've got the town, right? So the idea is to use the town. And if you keep down, the ground slopes down to the sea, right? So move down a little bit, and that will give you another few feet of cover. looks like it
Dean
might have been the right
Campbell
place.
said, "One day you should front seat with me, Mel. You can teach me the ways."
Man, it would be nice to front seat with you, but I don't think I would have to teach you anything, would I, you cheeky bugger? Thanks, darling. You're looking real... Oh, it's alright, I won't say it.
Are we going behind the town?
Yeah, the idea is to slow down and keep the town on your right-hand side for a bit, and then let's look. I was going to say you look nice, but I changed my mind.
Why? Do you want to drink this till you wear it?
Go,
Choice, make it wisely.
go and make it. Has anyone else got an AA bot that's a bit, you know, coarse? There we go. So now we've got even more cover and more clutter and stuff to hide behind. We're not going to be able to see the target from here. We're a little bit out. But what we want to do is use it to recce out the little
Seems
mark
like
off
the
button.
day I response was correct for your input, Mel.
What do you want to target first? The SA-15 or the SA-10 tracking radar?
Not really sure. We'll see what we can see from where we get to. Right.
Oh, you haven't heard my true voice with my new gear yet, have you?
I haven't, no, because I wasn't on at the time you thought. What we need to do now, Yam, right, is edge our way down the coast, right, as low as we can, and then there's going to be a gap on the right-hand side at the base of the harbour. We need to push towards my little mark, keeping an eye open to see if this slope is enough to give us the cover we need, and that the hills on the right-hand side give us the cover from the additional base. Does that make sense?
Yep. Just give me 2 seconds while I switch my name.
It's alright. Yam's playing in VR, by the way. Look at that. See? He picks stuff up incredibly quick. That is really spot on, isn't it? Hey, pup. All good, thanks. We had to come on early. Lisa's going to work. Oh, I wish they wouldn't. There was another guy used to play with us, and it was always use the laser. Sometimes it's fun not to. Do you know what I mean?
Camel.
Hello.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh, is that you, Camel?
It is me. You can now hear the real bass in my voice.
Jesus, you have got a bit of bass. But, you know what I'm going to say?
What?
It's just a little bit too soft. So, whilst it's lower on your voice, it's like dropping off the top end just a little bit too much. So, it's making it just a tad willy. Making it a tad woolly. That might be TeamSpeak.
You know what the problem is? I don't have any EQ on my voice whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just that where it is, how it is, it's just, to me, it sounds just a tiny bit woolly. So do you know what I mean? The top end has disappeared a little bit. I know what your voice used to sound like, and yes, that low level wasn't there, but it needs a little bit more top end.
Yeah, the Wanderer returns. Hello, Pup.
Pup, how you doing, mate? Pup.
Right, Yam, are you okay to move on now?
Where you been hiding?
How do you want me to approach this? Do you want me to go over the town or use the town?
Negative, use the town, so push slightly left. If you look to your left, right, you've even got a step down from the coast to the sea a little bit. So if you go down there, as you just get past the town, there's a gap before you see some more buildings. Yeah, that's the thing. This is why you see the little mark we've made, or I've made a bit further down. It sort of just puts you in range. And there's a slope, but you end up with a slope on your right, hopefully helping out.
I'm just keeping towards the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get to the harbour yam, you'll see to the right, you've got the harbour walls, and then you'll see to the right the gap. This flying's really good, to be fair.
I wish I'd never downloaded Star Citizen Mel.
Go on. Is it sucking you in, or is it frustrating you?
No, it's just got me completely hooked.
It's always the thing I warn people. I always say to people, look, if you start spending or anything, you only need one thing. I know you've already got stuff. I said, don't come back to me and moan at me. So, yeah, it's very good, isn't it? Surprisingly good, I think. Was it a surprise to you? There's some things I don't like on 4.7. They've trash mining. Right,
well, considering I backed the game back in 2013 and never once played it until about 3 weeks ago, I think I probably waited a little bit too long, but that being said, I think I waited almost the perfect amount.
Slow down.
A lot of the real frustrating.
And then push, but not too close to the hill, all right? Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a really good video idea, isn't it? Bought the game in 2013 and played today type thing.
Yeah.
And do that as an experience, and you'll pull people in, because I know that they'll be interested in what you think.
It's just the scale, like when you fly into some of the big cities, like, you know, fly into Louisville, you fly into New Babbage, the scale of the cities is just immense, and then the detail in the ships is, like, it far surpasses Elite Dangerous by magnitude. It's
Right, slow down. Don't go over these hills.
But it's even harder to walk away from.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying, and it'll be nice when we can actually hook up and play together. I take it you've got friends with it anyway.
Yeah, one of my so I play with a few Australian guys who I play Star Trek with actually. We're all on the same server on there, and one of the guys has got just about every ship, and then one of my mates, he's just brought the Polaris.
Ah, right, yeah. So move forward and slide left, but don't go over the poles, but don't get too close to the hill. Do you remember what I was talking about?
Your chat is perfectly hearable on your stream, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
So the intercom is just.
Oh, yeah, it's for you. The reason the intercom is to stop us talking over chat.
Gotcha.
You daft bugger. Saves me talking all this. They can hear me, but it's the other people that don't need to hear us. Right, back up here. So, hold.
SA-10 is shooting many missiles on somebody.
Right, now you can see from here, right, slow down, don't go to the right, you want to slide slightly to the left. You can see where the missiles are coming from, yeah?
Shot some hulls.
Can you see the missiles in front?
I can.
Yes, I can do. Just give me 2 seconds, mate.
Oh, okay, just slow down and point slightly to the left and get into a hover.
We're in a hover.
Okay, just, right, get it solid.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to have to start doing my job now, I guess.
That's it. Earn your pay.
Okay.
Have you got JTAC lasing those targets?
I've got JTAC lasing the SA-10 tracker, but the SA-15 is the one that's defended at the
Right.
moment.
Oh, you're golden, then you can shoot them from behind that hill, no problem at all.
Mm.
I know, the SA-15's taken out any missile I send that way.
Right, so just very slowly, just lift up. And when I say very slowly,
Before it runs out of ammo.
have you got my screen on your, one of your screens, say your left screen?
Something will get through.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so you can see where I'm looking, yeah? Just, you've got to go up incredibly slowly. Okay, it's that one. What we want to do is peep, right? But we don't need to peep all the way. We need to have a look.
We can fire at the same time. Oh, good.
Any good?
Yeah, just keep going up a little bit. Just ease it gently. Remember what I told you about when you sit back off a hill or something like that. Slow down a little bit. Okay, it looks like we may have more hills. Slow down, slow down, slow down there. Stop, 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 stop.
Okay.
If you see anything, right, take evasive. I think that
Missile
is...
launch directly in front.
Yep. Okay, it's not going to us, so don't worry. Look at the missile launch.
You can see it there, can't you?
I can see it through there, yeah. I just need to align where the TADS is looking. Only that doesn't seem to be. Where are you looking?
Directly in front.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Brightness. Have I got a brightness for this? Yep. What's this shit? Right.
Energy 999 said, your exhaust changed, so you can't slave to his vision.
What changed? Did it? Ah, right, okay.
It's now
I did train up my,
TRN, which
my
I don't
original
even
one
know
at
what
the
TRN is for.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm thinking. What the hell? Interesting. Can't even see where I am now. There we go. Right. Yeah, nice. That's good. Let's see if I can see controllers.
Oh well, that stuff looks snide.
Contrast isn't very good, is it?
It's good enough for now. I can change that.
We're using laser code F, by the way.
Oh. I'm not sure what we're on.
Probably 1688, which is the
Yeah.
same as the code.
It's measuring at 9,000. Okay, we're looking at 9,000 at the moment, according to this. Now I've got to try and remember which button I've got set for popping this.
K lasers. Sub-2's got 9,500 range.
It's not what I wanted. What is it? That one? I'm trying to remember all the bloody buttons I've got set up now. What the hell? So I've got, it could be this one. There we go. I think it's that. Yeah, I'm not seeing.
You're coming back in with more harms, Nicky.
Yeah, coming in.
What I'm not seeing is why I'm not storing the thingamajig. That's the button. That's the right one. There we go.
For the SA10, the SA11.
There we go.
On my
That's
controls.
Would you like me to shoot a missile so that...
that's too far. Let's have a look. See.
SDs and 15s.
15 would be good.
That's definitely. I thought the this is out of range, isn't it? I thought it was 8,000.
Sorry?
8,000 meter range on the missiles.
Only, so the radar ones, the Ks,
You can
are
hit from
8,000. The...
I can.
No, sorry, the Ls, the radar ones, are 8,000. The
It's already
Ks, the
shown
laser
it.
ones,
Ah, right. Okay.
9,500. If you're lasering the target, you can be 9,500 away.
Okay. Let's have a look. Move that over a little bit.
It looks like you're going for the... There you are.
The what's it wagon. I'm trying to. So why is this not firing? Come on.
But once you shoot a missile, I'll shoot a missile, and hopefully the 15 can't defend both.
Just fired. All four.
Yeah, you're going for the
Rifle.
The actual...
Let's have a look, see where it goes.
Rifle.
Oh, that's not us, is it? It's us. Sorry about that. There was another button I'd got to press before. Ah, shot down. All right.
90.
So, let's have a look. Okay, you ready to go again? Which one's shooting us down?
15. But it's shot
Are
quite a
they
few
having
missiles. You can't see
optimistically
having
level
too many
plans
left.
out there?
There's one destroyed.
Huh?
Yeah, on the seat side. That's good. But not where we are at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, you fired at the runways at the moment.
Yeah, we're trying to take out this the SA10.
Yeah, the SA11 was to give us cover coming in, to make it easier to get in, basically. And now the next target is the SA10.
I'm ready when you are.
There in a sec.
When you are, man.
Okay, lasing. Rifle. Lasing. Rifle.
You say these are the L's of the kit?
These are the Ks.
Ooh, one might get through.
No, there was one going for each.
Oh no, yeah.
Little buggers, aren't they?
Yeah, that 15's so OP.
Where's the 15 coming from? Did you spot? Is it left or right? My recognition is awful. That's one thing I am completely shit at, and I'm happy to put my hand up to it. I can't tell if it's stuck in here with this or what. That's the wrong one. That one there. What's 15? I can't pick it out amongst this lot. Do you know where it is, Wiz?
No, I haven't got a
Just
target
shoot
on it yet.
again, then zoom out and look for where the smoke's
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
But it'll defend itself as well.
We'll find it. Okay. Lasing and lasing rifle. Right. See where this missile comes from, Yam?
11 o'clock. Searching.
You can shoot him. What's out?
Missile. Forward.
Maybe not.
What makes you think I'm... I haven't seen it. Is it shot it down?
I think that's
All I
insane,
can
mate.
see is glide bombs.
Was that an SA-19?
Going for the radar.
Rifle.
Right, where's his...
Any glide bombs.
Right, let me know when that other one's firing. Rifle.
Two, it says.
Oh. We've been shot there. Did we get shot then? Shit. Where the...
Still good.
Right, it's right over here, I think. Whoa. Forgot that was on. Get back. Okay. It's over this way.
Rifle.
See if you can just lift up just a little bit, yeah, without giving our position away. Do you see the way from the enemy? Okay, slow down, watch. Stop there. Can you see the way the enemy, right? You think of the way the enemy views us from their point of view. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember what I was trying to explain to you yesterday about, yeah, you sit back a bit and from distance and you make it difficult.
Rifle. Rifle.
It's just down here somewhere, isn't it?
Fixed wing. 10 o'clock. Searching.
I think it's out of missiles. This one's getting further than it's ever been.
Yeah, the other one is tucked away round by a building over the back. What range have we got? 9,000 knights. It's out of range, by the way. Yeah, alright, looks it. Let's go back onto the other site.
It's just damaged.
Where do those AGMs come from?
Dreamsley said, hello everybody.
Hey, hello, mister.
I thought it. Somebody in the Hornets.
Glide bombs.
Oof. That's nice.
I'm losing track of where I'm looking now. There we go. Where the hell am I looking?
Can't see the SA-19 anymore.
Hey, you coming in to fly today? Why am I losing my target?
Sneak said, "Hi guys."
Ah, there we go.
Kingsley said, "How are you at Mel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and chat? How are you guys doing?"
All good. Hey, oh, Snicks. Oh, dear me. Welcome, Snicks. All good, thanks. Right, let's go back to the original target, if that's off. Oh, someone's just done it.
A10 is still searching, apparently.
Okay, I'm going to take the search radars out. Rifle. It's drifting a little bit. What happened there? Are our missiles hitting the hill?
No, not over the hill. I was watching
You
it
need
with
to
the laser.
you need to change your laser code, otherwise it's going to track the JTAC.
Oh, it's already doing the JTAC.
JTAC will just lays anything that's
Is there any reason the JTAC's lasing, or can we not stop it? So it's just giving us the image.
It's easy to change your code. So on your weapons page, go to code. On
Yeah,
the top panel, code.
it's been a while. Right.
Weapons page. Code is up the top next to it.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. Right, code, change it to B.
Yeah.
And then channel, the left-hand one, change that to B also. Then your missiles will only follow.
Yeah, I got the gist.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember how to do it. It's been so long.
Go on, Mel, that one, Rick.
Trying to help. Yes.
Rifle. Get down there. As I said, I haven't been in the front seat for a long time, and I must admit, I've forgotten stuff.
Yeah, so it was started off firing towards the target, then got confused by the JTAC.
Oh, what happened to the target? Have we dropped down or anything?
No, we're stationary.
I can't say anything. I was on it, and then suddenly it's gone.
No, it's still on target. It's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
What the hell's going on there?
Down now.
Is there smoke in front of us or something?
Looking good.
Yeah. There he goes.
Yeah,
There you go.
dead.
Energy 999 said, "Is there another heli in front of you?"
It's on a different frequency. But
So the next thing would probably be the S.
I don't understand what happened there. Let's go to TV.
Just fired at it.
Nice.
It's just suddenly it disappeared. I couldn't see anything. Which was really odd. Do you know what I mean? Like I was looking at the floor, or there was smoke or something like that. Couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah, that looked like somebody walked in front of your camera.
It was really odd, wasn't it? Now where the hell am I looking?
SU-25's on the runway, I think.
Are you looking at? Can you look at the target for me, please, Jan, from your best view out the cockpit?
You can if you tell me what to do, mate.
Just look with your pilot's helmet and Mel will slave to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is slave, right? But for some reason, I don't know where I'm looking at the moment.
Okay,
Right.
They're shooting those flat cannons.
Okay.
See it?
Right, okay, there it is. It's all right. You're looking a little bit high. So now I'm back there. Yeah, it was really odd. The if you noticed on my tads, it just whited out. So that's why I didn't know what was going on. So with the SA-10, once all the radar's down and the main controller launches, we don't need to worry about. On the SA-11, the launchers have got their own mechanism, just shorter range. Right. Let's see what we got there. Why am I not moving very good? Got lots of...
Optic evasive.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's have a look out the window. Can you see anything else launching?
It's the flat cannon started shooting at me.
Flat cannons, where are they?
I know, I had to take evasive.
Right. From what I can see, I tell you what, it has been a long time since I did this in anger. Right, we got a couple of little trucks there. What's that one there?
He's gear on your 6 pub.
That's a tree. That looks...
He's behind you, mate.
Look at that. Vehicle?
You're dead.
Tree. Is that me? Can you see that? Does that not look like some sort of little truck or wheeled vehicle?
It's an enemy tree. Very hostile.
Oi, don't... Look, I have enough sarcasm off the people I fly with. I don't want my viewers doing it too. No. But do you see what I mean? When I look in there, but from that view, I should have zoomed in a bit more. Where is it?
Over by the SA-10 site.
Which one's still up? The one on the left?
The little one. I think.
Is that still up? That one? Alright.
There are 1000% bushes that I think were deliberately chosen for their resemblance to
Oh
trees.
God. Especially the shadow out of some of them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll pop one in, but didn't move down fast enough. Let's see. SA-11. SA-11 killed us. Yeah, that's fair enough. That was alright, Yam. Your flying was spot on. But it is very much like you are my taxi driver, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Definitely. The other thing... Yeah, you want to be able to do weapons. You want to be also... And I'm going to have to brush up on stuff that I'd forgotten how to do from when I used to do it. There's also... you want to look at the FCR from the pilot seat?
Yeah.
It does take a little bit of fun out of it. As I said, I'm very much for shooting shit rather than just relying on other things. That's why I'm not a big fan of BVR stuff, because, you know, whites of their eyes are better. Like the A10's nice for doing this, even though it's never designed for it. It's so challenging, do you know what I mean? But that was good. That was excellent. Pup, you got your lights on, did you know? You're like sort of saying, I'm here, I'm here. Is that for the squirrels? Is that what it is? So I'm just taking a couple of pictures. I'll be able to cut that out then over the blue background. Right. Now, do you want to go again? Do you want to get in your plane? You're missing your excitement of doing that other stuff. Or did you want to do any supplies if any's needed?
Could do some supplies. Where the supplies need going.
I'm just looking. I can't see a lot, but our Tumb Island is being attacked. So I'm guessing we need to deliver supplies to that soon.
We need some cap around there then. Oh, actually, that's not too bad.
It's just been attacked by Mi-28s.
Let me
Right, I'll see if I can jump on the Talua. All right, what you're going to fly? You're flying in your plane, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll go and jump in one of these and I'll just take FCR over and see what we can do. I assume the same laser codes are on the... no, they're not. The radar-driven ones are different. That's fine. I'm talking bollocks, sorry. Right, guys.
You can use the radar ones with the laser.
You can do, yeah.
But you have to be a lot closer and you'd have to change the codes again.
I'd even forgotten about the fact of the distance.
And that's why we fly these things, for refreshers.
Well, yeah, I haven't flown in front for yonks. I was trying to work out what my buttons were as well.
Yeah, it can get boring, I assume, for the pilot. It's just sitting there waiting for somebody else to shoot stuff down.
It depends. It depends on how you look at it.
Mind if I join you guys?
Of course. The password for the server is XMAS, lowercase. The server is up all the time. Sometimes it drops off just because of DCS, the way that it seems to work. But yeah, feel free. You're more than welcome. Most of the people who fly with me, most of them were viewers. So, do you know what I mean? Hey, Sham.
Sneak said, I can help too.
Yeah, of course. Just come in. If you can come into TeamSpeak as well, and depending on your age, you're going to go, what the hell's TeamSpeak?
Said, sweet. I'll grab another boat-based Apache.
Yeah, sure. Not sure how many are there, but we'll just go with it. Don't worry. We are using 124 to communicate in game. Okay, so it's TS3. Just type !TS3 and you'll get the address for TS3 then. There's no password on it.
SU-25 is coming up to you, pup.
D_Camel said, Noah delivered TeamSpeak on his arc.
Noah delivered. Will you stop it, Mr. Camel? Pardon?
What kind of cargo do I need to take to
There's a cargo called supplies, and it's like a supplies crate. It probably, you would normally take one. If you take more than it needs, it will absorb it and then stock up the missiles and that, I believe. So I would take as many as you can. 2, it's okay. 3, it's quite heavy. Yeah, just type. Let me type that for you. Are we looking for IP of? Let me show you.
Mel said, the server address for TeamSpeak is ts3.mel12345 UK.
Yeah, and it's push to talk. In-game comms is 124.
Sneak said, sorry, my mistake. English XD.
That's no problem. No problem. Hello.
Hello.
Where are you from?
Czech Republic.
Okay, and you are Snicks, yeah? Oh, Snicks, okay. Yeah, welcome.
Did he get you up?
Right, okay, let's see. I'm not sure how many things we've got over here, but anyway. Sham,
Yes.
are you AC 130?
That was the intent, yeah.
Okay. I've got to take Lisa to work, so I'll be finishing early, but I will be coming back and maybe coming back onto the mission after. Just won't be streaming it. Right. Let's have a look, see if it's... Is there a dynamic spawn on the ship, or are we having to do it manually?
Dynamic.
What's it called?
Energy 999 said, there's a dynamic.
Yeah, there we go.
What is that?
Now, there might be a limit on these weapons, but I'll just have to use Fred, the co-pilot. Default livery. Go back into there, and let's see how we get on. It won't be a hot spawn. I think that was a good place. Okay, so as I said, this is not my best module, and there's loads I forget, but we'll see. First thing to do then, I'll go through the startup anyway for those that don't know the Apache. If you ever intend flying the Apache from scratch and you've only ever flown planes before, but you want to get into the Apache or helicopters, don't start with the Apache. If you want to get to the
Are
Apache,
you in the service next?
I would start with a Huey and get fundamentals of flying helicopters. The reason being is with the Huey,
Excellent.
yeah, lowercase.
Okay, what?
It's
XMAS.
right. Small letters. So always start with the Huey because the Huey is you flying it. It's like flying a World War II plane.
English so much.
Can you type it? Type it in the chat at the bottom. If you will, Wiz, if you can.
What?
Type it in the chat at the bottom or poke them with it if you will.
Someone's done it. Shells did.
Thank you.
There you go.
That will be easier.
Right, so yeah, always start with a Huey
Submarine.
because it's you flying it.
Little submarine.
Okay, so there's no systems on there that are going to make take away that flying experience. Let me just turn this down just a little bit. And basically you will learn a lot so about how helicopters work, what VRS is, how to manage it, etc, etc. And then if you use the free module for the Shark and learn how the trimmer works, by the time you get to the Apache you'll have a good grip on helicopters in general and also how the trimmer works on this, because the trimmer is essential and people tend not to use it, but it really makes life easy for you, and it works in the same way as the Shark but with different numbers. Okay, so I've put this little light on here and I'll explain that when I come to it. Okay, we'll put the battery on and I'm going to shut my door. My gunner will shut the door. I'm going to put the APU on.
Magic 1-1. Pop-up group 258 Fort 110 at 3000 cold.
So you can see the APU power is on. The APU is starting up. iHads will appear in a minute.
Magic 1-1. Bra 255 Fort 30 at 12,000 cold.
Okay, So let's switch this off, because it is a pain in the ass. I have to keep an eye on the time as well. 10:50, 11:50, 12:50, 2 hours. Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 hours.
2 hours, starting now.
I'm sorry about that if I've set timers on everybody else's phone. I just realised. Okay, so we're going to press the engine start forward. Oh, I didn't want to cancel it. Stop, you stupid woman. And I'm going to keep an eye on this and wait till it's around about 20. And then we're going to move this left throttle forward. Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 hours.
2 hours, starting now.
I wish it would just do it and then not cancel it at the next voice it hears. It's a pain in the ass. Between that and Alexa. Right, so you can see the engine starting up, and what we're waiting for is the oil pressure here to drop below 70. When it drops below 70, we can start the right-hand engine up. As I said, you can ask any questions. If I can't answer them, anybody else in chat will probably be able to answer them, so that's not a problem. If you want to see it in 4K, it does look really nice, this map. It's on my YouTube channel at the moment, which is MELL DCS. That's 4K at 60 FPS, which is how I see it. Obviously, Twitch is running at 1080 for now. I'll try and squeeze that to 4K as well in the near future. Let's do the right. It is really nice. I flew it when it first come out to try it. Very easy start up, really good. Never used the weapon systems on it. The reason being, thank you for the follow. So we've started the second engine now. The reason being is the Kiowa, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't know much about aircraft or anything military. Morning, Sting. The Kiowa used to be the eyes and ears, I think, and that would be out there getting all the target information and passing it back. So if you've actually got a Kiowa or anything else with a stick and a hat on, or the FCR, right, then it's had a job to do. However, you've got limited missiles on it, and really, if you're going to fly the Kiowa, then you may as well use the Apache. Do you know what I mean? Because you can do a lot more with it. That's my view. It's a nice helicopter to fly. If it was doing the role, I think, of scouting and then finding targets and passing them on, that would be great. But it tends not to. People go out with 2 missiles or whatever that it can carry, and it just seems a bit of a waste of its role. Do you see what I mean? When everyone's got their own sort of FCR. So I think it's one of those things. But it's a nice helicopter to fly, don't get me wrong.
That's true.
Does that make sense? Am I wrong in what I've said? If anybody knows more about how it developed and what its role was at the time.
Energy 999 said, yeah, it's a scout that's slower and has worse eyes and arms than the people it's scouting for.
Yeah, exactly. So as a consequence, whilst it's nice to fly, is it worth it? It's nice if you want to get all the helicopters. Because all the helicopters, and this is an amazing thing with DCS, whatever you fly feels different to something else that you fly. And having the feel of that difference when you haven't even got force feedback and being able to tell is quite amazing, really. Whereas in some games, it might look like something but feels the same. And they do a really, really good job of it, to be honest. Okay, so now that they're both down less than 70, we're going to start... Oh, sorry, I haven't put this one over. I wasn't paying attention.
Was available before the version of Apache we have in DCS.
Yeah, exactly. But the way it came out wasn't, because there was a... Was it the Kiowa had a massive delay on it? And the people who did the Kiowa, weren't they the people who did the other one? And I think hasn't the team that created it sort of fell apart?
Massive delay in DCS.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Don't worry, you get used to DCS and you get used to Star Citizen. You know, you end up with the best amount of patience in the world.
Special Excel said, I was stupid. I bought the Gazelle and it's a pain in the behind.
When the Gazelle first come out, its main role was to try and kill you, which was a challenge. And I remember actually getting to fly it without it really killing me. But then the model changed, and now there's obviously a bit of an issue because I'm pretty sure the team that built it, unfortunately, have stopped.
Said, but yeah, they're the same people as the Gazelle, and also they're the devs who are suing their CEO because he ran off with their money.
What, Borchi? Was that Borchi was the CEO, wasn't he? He used to come on stream. I didn't realise that was the issue. And I wouldn't repeat it necessarily because that might not be the fact of the case, if you see what I mean. I know one of the devs was really ill who was working on the Kiowa for quite a long time. But it was a very small team. Okay, engines are up. Did I shut my door? Yeah. Thought I'd forgotten. So let's have a look. Right, so... didn't want to do it.
It's way more public than the Raspberry stuff.
Oh, really? I haven't got all that information, to be fair. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's turn this down. It's already aligned by the time I finish talking.
We need some heat glare hose. They seem to get stuff polished up real good.
It's a shame, isn't it? You know, especially as well, we made an investment and things don't update. And losing things, is it the F-15E, is it? I can't remember, I get mixed up. The AV-8 was a brilliant helicopter. What else was that? French one, Mirage. It's just such a shame. Okay, so threat show, put that on. One of the things that you need to pay attention to.
Energy 999 said, yeah, Strike Eagle, Harrier, M2K and the MiG are all Razvan things not for sale anymore.
Exactly. It's just, you know. It's like the whole World War II thing in DCS, which basically, the planes are brilliant, started off by the defunct team that started up the IL-2 franchise, and they basically promised that they could create this World War II side of things, but I think they were over optimistic, and that fell apart completely and left Eagle Dynamics holding the baby, and it caused major problems. Do you know what I mean? And they just buggered off. I'm not sure, matey. Just try it and let's see if we blow up. And if we blow up, you can have it and I'll move aside for you. I take it you've been in bed now, you're a man of leisure, and just lay there asleep. Does she play? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, and it's that bad, is it? Right, okay. Let's have a look, see what else there is. We're gonna watch... Eventually we'll watch the TADs. I'll put it gunner's helmet sight at the moment. The other thing I need to do from here is bore sight. Now, because I move my view around constantly, because I can't read this from here at all, I have to zoom in a lot. So what I tend to do is find a position where I'm sitting like quite comfortable, Need to move back just a little bit more. Make sure my point of view is centered about there. And then if I really need to realign, then I just basically put my seat back, put my view back to there, and that's going to be good enough for me. It'll be approximate, okay? Right, what else am I thinking about? Oh yeah, I know. What you've got to be aware of is, because we're on a ship, and if you watched any of the Huey stuff, you're going to get... good, okay, ground effect. And ground effect will occur on the ship and then drop off as soon as you get over the edge. So you have to be prepared for that. You also want to look at, if I remember right, perf. You can see here with the weight that we've got. In ground effect, I can hover at 81. Outside ground effect is 102, which is really on the edge because I'm heavy. By the time we get over to where we're going, then we should be able to hover okay. What else? Comms. Gonna go manual and change this frequency to 124, which is what we are talking on. One, two, four, radio check. Lima Charlie, thank you. Okay. So, lasers. I've got a mixture, haven't I? So, let's have a look then. Code. I will go, yeah, I'll go B. Channel B. And hopefully that works, eh? Right. FCR, which is what I'll be using. Go to util. FCR file control radar, right, which is the stick with the hat on. Okay. And when you go to util, it's pinned at the moment, so it's pinned back. So we could switch it on and then enable it all, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait till I'm over there and then watch what my guy over there is looking at. Now I haven't switched him on yet. I'm not too worried. I'll do that as we go along. So we're going to uncage standby attitude indicator. Radios are all on, put the squelches on, not that it does a lot in game sound by the sounds of it. Volume on there is all okay. Everything's started up. We've got the weapons, switch off the APU. Put the APU thing down. We've got a course, but I already know that we're going to be going over a little bit. So let's see if we can actually take off, huh? Oh, shall I put this on? Might be a good idea. So we've got planes somewhere over there. Okay, this is passed. I'll arm it. I'm going to put countermeasures on, but it's going to be on bypass, so I'll fire them manually. The other thing I want to stop, if I remember right, is I don't want this thing to auto switch. So let me try and switch. What happens is every time it finds something and looks at it, it keeps changing the screen. So when I'm on TADS, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Right, I haven't got my co-pilot set up yet. I haven't switched him on. I'll do that a little bit later. So now we'll just take off, hopefully. Occasionally, as you can see there, look, I hit the, because I use a hat forward, not sure what's going on here, I use a hat to hit it forward. I catch my, are my pedals doing anything at all? Yeah. What happens is, when I'm pushing my trimmer forward, I end up catching my attitude hold. And it's a pain in the ass. Well, let's turn around and face where we're going anyway. Also, I don't want to go too high, but I've got enough time to be able to drop this down.
Radar, 7 o'clock, searching, fixed wing, 12 o'clock, tracking, radar, 7 o'clock, searching.
There is something I have forgotten to do.
Tracking, radar, 6 o'clock, searching.
Pop-up group 263, Fort 120 at 1000 cold.
Patience.
A little bit high here. Let me just press this button. So you can see what's going on. Now when you're going over 40k, the attitude hold, I'll put it on now, will attitude will hold this sort of position and allow it to fly. I'm still a little bit too high here, but I'm just going to fly down in that direction. Let's have a little look, see what we've got left. Why am I going down here? Oh yeah, that's right. There's still quite a bit there, but some of the main stuff has disappeared. So we're going back down here and attacking this area first. It might be gone by the time I get there. This is also going direct to target at the moment. Also want to lower my height just a little bit. So what will happen in a minute, you usually hear a beep and it tells you that it can't hold the height that I'm requesting. I'm not going to do a reset at this point, I just want to drop my height. So that's dropped off now. So I'm just going to go a little bit lower. Let's try and use the hills.
Said, when you are on a really long flight, do you ever land and take a quick poop?
Not in this game, in Star Citizen maybe. I have very good control over my pooping. So I can go for as long as I want, whenever I want, without having to even think about it. However, I have had a word with a co-pilot who said yes, they can take over, so I can hang my ass out the door, should that be necessary. We're just slowly coming down a little bit. Also lost a little bit of speed, but we'll pick that up in a minute. I turned everything down too much. I'm sure somebody just keyed them out then. It's just a little bit too high, isn't it, really? Let's go down quite a bit more. It's really difficult when you're looking out the window, to be fair. I don't know, I think I have. Yep.
Radar, 7 o'clock, searching, fixed wing, 1 o'clock, searching.
Thanatos_1 TV.
Hey Thanatos. Good morning to you. Right, so target's there. Don't need to be quite so far down here. Come on.
You see two chickens in front of you?
And back on Star Citizen.
Oh yeah.
I always like mining before. With the new update, would
It's
mining
shit.
ship is the best for single person.
Basically the prospector, and you want the helix in there. Personally, I don't use any gadgets or anything. Now you'll find mining is not the same. 4.6 mining was absolutely brilliant. 4.7 mining, no. You'll find that there's lots of rocks, which what you're trying to get for crafting is all over the place and in such small amounts that you're going to find it's one of the biggest time sinks in the game, and it's not going to be the fun that mining can be. You'll also find on some of the things you want to mine, the range is like a thin line sometimes. It's still doable, but the implementation of it at the moment is not great. So yeah, that's fine, but even that, I'm not quite sure. If you're going to mine it to sell, that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily try and use the mole solo, because it's doable, but it's too much of a pain in the ass because of the positioning. The golem is quite good. It's got a single mining head. Capacity is the same as the prospector. The default golem head can't be changed, and it's a little bit stronger than the default head on the prospector, but a prospector with a helix one is actually really quite good. You can probably mine up to about a 1500 rock on that. That's 1500 mass. But it's nowhere near like it was in 4.6. 4.6 was brilliant. Am I too far over here? But yeah, I would go that route. It's what I've been using. Yeah, I'm a little bit too far, aren't I? So we need to turn right. Right, cock.
10 o'clock, searching. Radar. 6 o'clock, searching.
Magic 1-1, Bra 263, Fort 110 at 19,000, cold.
A little bit too much now.
Fixed wing, 9 o'clock, searching.
Teach me to trim it with the turning. Excuse me, I need to cough. Now I've got to be careful with the FCR, because what we don't want to do is shoot.
Fixed wing, Searching.
our own helicopters.
Radar. 7 o'clock. Searching.
Which is something you can do quite easily.
Magic 1-1, Bra 261, 450 at 25,000 knots.
I think a lot of the stuff has gone from there now, which is good.
Fixed wing. 11 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing. 3 o'clock. Searching.
Overlord 1-1, Bra 266, Fort 120.
It's about the right place.
Magic 1-1, pop-up group 266.
Yeah, it's looking like all these planes are going in and taking all of this out.
Searching.
Anybody on the supplies run yet? Okay, I'm on about the base we're at because there's a few things left, but you need to be thinking about getting ready because you might have a long flight. 15. We're not that far off.
Fort 120 at 1,000.
Okay.
9 o'clock. Searching.
188 for 20.
Yeah.
I can take off from here and do the room. That's how
Well, have a look at your distance, right?
process it.
Okay. Can you get supplies from where you are? That's the point, because we found that we couldn't do it. We had to come from the mainland.
You should from the ship.
You can do it from the ship.
Maybe.
Fixed wing.
A Chinook.
Searching.
Maybe.
A Chinook on a ship.
Maybe. For 23.
There's an element of doubt in that sort of voice.
Yeah. I'm also trying to come to
Fixed wing.
How many
11
supplies
o'clock.
do you need?
Searching.
It'll be 3 straight off the bat, unless anyone else drops or AI drops.
I've got supplies here, so.
Fixed wing. 8 o'clock.
You can see the helicopter there.
Fixed wing.
Okay,
From-
okay, reload.
Searching.
Reload.
Okay, yeah, and this is the problem. You could possibly, there's a small island just in front of where we are, so keep your head down, head for that small island and wait there, I suspect.
Well, I'll only take off
Fixed wing. 8
because
o'clock.
there's been quite a few.
Searching. Fixed wing. 12 o'clock. Searching.
I think there's only stuff that you can come down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all like missile launchers and heavy truck.
Oh, is that all that's left after all of this?
2 trucks.
Okay. Oh, it's set off then, matey. Do you want to set the radio to 124 while you're doing it, yeah, before you go? Okay, right, so if you look at your left butt cheek, see the little radio there?
I'm in the C-130, mate.
Oh, apologies, I didn't realise. I thought it was in the Chinook, because I thought that's what you'd been practising for.
I'll work it on you then.
Okay, that's why I was saying about, wait until it's ready, do you know what I mean? I mean, come forward, because I thought he's in the Chinook, which is obviously a bit slower.
Yeah, I thought it was an option. And the problem with coming in with a C-130 is I don't know if that sight to the right is...
Yeah, this is the problem. You're going to have to try and land and not get shot shit by... Oh, hang on, that doesn't look too bad. There's some things... Oh, yeah, still SA-11 stuff. Yeah, we're not working on that one yet. But we'll be cutting off their supplies. Right, so... I'm going to slow down. This I really could do with maybe changing my attitude there. So all I'm doing to slow down is I'm holding.
Said, what would you do if there was a rattlesnake or an asp loose in the cockpit with you?
I'd tell it to be quiet because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing.
7 o'clock. Searching. Radar. 7 o'clock. Searching.
That's the main thing I would be doing. Is just say, keep it down.
555.
Fixed wing. 8 o'clock. Searching. Radar.
What was that?
Searching. Radar. 7 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing. 8 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing. 9 o'clock. Searching.
So what I'm doing is slowing down. I'll have to give it another little bit of left in a minute as soon as I hit that. Oh, didn't want to do that just yet. Oh man, come on. Right, so I want to slow down, right? Whilst the helicopter is more than capable, what it does at less than 40, it thinks you want to get into a hover. But if you just put your attitude hold on when you're really, you know, quite high, it takes too long. So what I tend to do is try and reduce, right, your speed as low as you can, and then hit the attitude hold. Give it a second or two, and it should sort itself out. But it'll sort itself out much quicker. There's too much there, look. It'll sort itself out much quicker the slower you can make the helicopter move. Let's reset that. Oh, great. Is anyone firing? Might be me, too high. So it's going quite slow now. Just let go of the trimmer. Put the attitude hold on.
Energy 999 said, I got a hellfire out towards the air defense spot.
Right, are you on 124? Are you on 124 radio? It's got a slight movement there, look. Not sure why. Okay, have a look.
Yeah, I don't have a mix set up here though.
Right, okay. That's why we didn't know, because we could hear it. So it should sort of get into a nice hover. It's got a bit of wind, we can correct that, but it should do it itself now, once you've slowed down enough. Right, let's switch on the AI guy. And what I'm going to do over here, even though I'm not going to use it at the moment, switch on FCR, go to util, change it from MMA, go to bit override. Bit is built-in test. Right, go to FCR, and then I have to select it, and now I can scan once it's on. I can't scan till I start my little guy up, I think. So let's pop him back, see where he is. Gotta ready the systems. And let's change this vid. Don't want the... There we go. FCR, oh, why is it over there? I want it over here actually. Put the tags on this one. Switch it off that one. And I want the... Oh, I'll put that on there, that's better. Right, okay. Why is that not working?
Fixed wing.
Oh, maybe. There we go. Selected. Now it's selected. Right, so I'll scan. I can also put CSP on, C-scope, which will show me things that it says. Pardon?
There's nothing at the same site that the
Oh,
one player needs to worry about.
okay, it's only the other one. Or is the SA11 down? The other thing I can do is if I'm on TADS over here, okay, and I can do something called link, which is down here. You'll see the button move, but right, it won't. You won't see anything else there. And what that will do is when this finds a target, it will turn this to the target and show me what it is. Okay, so now that's all set up, then I can go back and carry on flying towards the target. That's a little bit too much talk there. I just put my nose down. Again, this is my hat. I might need to change this at some point because when I'm trying to use my trim, the attitude hold is left hat, the altitude hold is right hat, altitude reset is back, but when I'm pushing it forward, it's sometimes catching the attitude hold, which is a real pain. So as I go along, you can see I can do a scan. And there we can see something there, but that's another helicopter, right?
Number 15 needs supply.
Is it completely empty yet?
Yes, neutral. Its thing is actually flying around it.
Yeah. So we'll go and have a look.
Fixed wing. 6 o'clock. Searching.
If I do next target there, this should. Let's go on zoom. That should track him. It's not tracking him at the moment, but there he is. So I can see him in my hood. I know he's friendly. If you've got a whole load of stuff going on and you're moving all vehicles up, you can mark zones, and I haven't done that myself for a long time. So we got an AC 130 coming in. Yeah.
Dodge 1, engaging bandit at Bulls 277 for 22 at 14,000.
It's this side. We have got one of the guys, even though you're not in comms, Snicks, even though you're not in comms on the game, if you're going to rifle, just shout rifle in TeamSpeak if you will, please. And then you can keep scanning.
Fixed wing. 10 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing.
If you press
2
the
o'clock.
F10 menu,
Searching.
communication
Fixed wing.
menu,
12 o'clock.
then it's
Searching.
Haka, and then it should just be
Hmm.
Shop details, that's database.
It's possibly that it may not have high enough rank.
you should be able to request this as soon as you take off in D130.
Yeah. You found it.
You can't do it until you take them off. I think that's
Group 257 460 at 500 knots.
Pup always uses escort.
I'm going to score too.
No, I mean, he uses escort, so he'd know.
Puppers promote you to aviate.
Ooh. 520 credits, blimey.
That's the mission that does it.
Yeah, it's only taken 6 months, isn't it, now for us? One day I'm going to be as good as you. Maybe not. No, that's what I was saying, Pup. I was there before you.
Fixed wing. 2 o'clock. Searching.
You turn around and say, in your dreams, laddie.
One day my dream will come. Oh look, here I am, flying way too far.
Yep, seat sides down, just wait for a capture. Putting some patches in the air.
Say it, you gotta sing it.
I'm loving it, I'm loving it, I'm loving it.
Can, when you land, can you drop 2 off at this one and 1 at the other one?
Fixed wing, 3 o'clock, searching.
At the bases. 15 is 1. Oh yeah, you're not going to have the navigation, are you really?
No. I would, once we capture this, we can then a Huey or something and just take it over to the other.
Yeah, it's just a case of getting a cap on both first, I think. We got bombers somewhere.
Radar, 8 o'clock, searching.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 279-460 at 4,500.
8 o'clock,
Magic 1-1,
searching.
pop-up
Radar,
group
8 o'clock,
So there's nothing here at the moment. Both places are taken.
9 o'clock, searching. Radar, 9 o'clock.
So we can go and watch the A130 come in, I guess. Or the AC, is it AC130? I always forget.
Fixed wing, 12 o'clock, searching. Fixed wing, 6 o'clock, searching.
It's fun going back to the carrier to rearm refuel.
Yeah, that sudden ground effect grabs you. Ah, yeah, the carrier's unfortunately static, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is a shame. Ah, yeah, when it's moving, especially those little support ships where you land on the back.
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
No.
In a Huey?
No.
Oh, you should do.
I own a battery. Things what?
Alarm's going off now.
Medication?
Jeff on me. Where's my escort?
I'll take off. You call him yet?
Are you close enough to be able to... Are you close enough to be able to go back to somewhere where there's SAMs that you can drag them in?
Probably Jeff's parting the base.
Oh yeah. Yes, after the island, an island.
Fixed wing, 3 o'clock, searching.
Did you call your escort, sir? I don't see. Oh yeah, there's 2 F-18s taxiing.
Overlord 1-1, Bra 256-470 at 1,500 knots.
Jesus. Come on, steady up.
Fixed wing, 1 o'clock, searching.
Got a bit of a drift. Slightly right, which we don't want. So nudge it over. Give it a little trim when I... Come on. That stops the drift. Or is it? Yeah, it does. It's still moving over a little bit, isn't it? Going the other way now. No, it stopped. That's fine. Right, we can have a look, see where the... Okay, here it is. We're at the wrong end of the airport. We've got both bases.
A Kraken said, hello.
Hey, hello Kraken. How are you? Welcome back. That other place isn't a capturable base, is it? I can't see anything there. So you... Alright, yeah, so...
I think I'm getting a cold, but other than that, all is well and dandy.
Oh, good. Yeah, when you come in, just take 2 off, right? And 2 supplies off, wait and see. But it might be that there's nothing to capture on the other end. It might have just gone. But we'll see. There's no airport. What have we got? So it's now got a little bit of escort. This is the guy who was the pilot for my Apache earlier, or his Apache, and I was his co-pilot gunner. So he's coming in to drop supplies. We should have another AC-130 kicking around. Not sure where. This is Sham, is it? Nope. This is, yeah, we've got an AI one coming in as well. I can see it's heading for this way. It's a good job you took off when you did.
What modules are you confident to train people with?
The Huey, the Shark, the Apache, I know my way around most of it. A10C I know very well. I used to know the F-18, but I haven't flown it for ages, so I think I've forgotten that. I've got to learn. I used to know the AV-8. I've forgotten that. I used to know the Mi-24, the Mi-8, the Gazelle. Forgotten them. Don't fly them. Unfortunately, I need to get back into them. But more... there's a bigger range of helicopters than planes, and with the AV-8 being the way it is, I'm not sure whether that even works properly now, but I haven't touched it for ages. I need to get back into some of them. What were you interested in? So oh, right, okay. Yeah, the F-18's really nice, isn't it? It's one I would always advise to start with because of the air-to-air, air-to-ground and carrier landings. But the reason why I haven't flown it is I changed my setup, so instead of having my joystick and throttle on a desk, I've got it all mounted on the seat. I've got an extension on the joystick, and I find it really difficult to switch over to the F-18 stick. The reason why I've got the F-18 stick is I used to learn things with A10C switch terminology, which I realised is useless for me teaching someone else. So I can rattle off all the controls for the A10, but the problem is it doesn't help anyone if I'm explaining things in terms of A10. So I'll put the F-18 stick on, and then that switches me to F-18 mode, if that makes sense. So it's like when I'm flying the Apache, a lot of the things I know are just translated into A10 movements. Yeah. No, it's really good. It is really good. It's what always amuses me is the way even on shorter missions people take off with a load of fuel bags. And if you look at the F-Pass, once you get above a certain height, how your time extends. So in most cases you can take off, you don't need them, get high enough, which is where it's designed for, and then you can get a good hour and a half out of it without any fuel. But it's little things like that. But as I said, I've forgotten a lot. I would have to go back. Next Wednesday is the A10C training. So 2 weeks ago I did manual startup and went through missiles and then multiple ripple missiles right at the end, and then went and landed, and I was with Wiz, and really nice landing, by the way. And yeah, no worries, just go, don't worry. But anyway, yeah, generally, if anyone's interested, on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock I'll start. But what we'll be doing is going through the A10C startup again, trying to see if Wiz can get onto the what's the word? Get onto flying in formation. It'll be going through the startup again because it's the easiest way to learn, and then I'll be going through how to ripple Mavericks like I did at the end. Yeah, it hasn't unloaded yet, you gotta wait. And this is just sitting there like the game's crashed.
Fixed wing, 1 o'clock, searching.
Someone's bringing an MI8 over with supplies, but it might be enemy. Or AI. What time is it? 11:41. So I've got about an hour now. We're just waiting for the cargo doors, which are opening slowly. Unfortunately, because of the sun, we can't see much, but here's the cargo. It's good fun, it's just too buggy, otherwise we'd use it more. That's the problem, unless they've fixed it. But multiplayer... Okay, let's have a look. Stand by, caller. There we go, nice job. Right, okay. Now the other place hasn't reappeared, so I'm assuming we can drop that one here, Yam, and then it's fully kitted out. So have you dropped the third one off? Excellent. Now we've got SAMs and various things, I think. So what this means now is that all the people who have been capturing it can land. You have to power down for a gun. Oh. So that means everybody can get their points, which go into a team sort of kitty for when you call the F10 markup, as I'll show you in a minute. And then we can do all sorts of things. Okay, we can go to the shop and purchase various things. Well, when you're certain ranks you can. I'm not a high enough rank. I spend all my time just talking and showing stuff, but never mind.
What is the next?
Low down down the island there's a couple of sites there that we can take.
Recon on number 29.
So if we just land now at the captured base. It was an enemy. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I am gonna have to change that button. It's just... Do they need supplies over there?
It doesn't say so.
Should be able to land here.
As well, so I think they've been doing quite well defending themselves, haven't they?
This is a persistent mission.
Our best bet is probably go from Tongue Island
And it's
to
what's quite good. It's also dynamic. So we have captured these bases, but the enemy keep pushing back, trying to capture them. So what was going on a little bit earlier was the
comply.
no, unable to comply or reply.
Reply.
Okay.
Tongue Island's under attack by enemy artillery. Brace.
Uh.
That's cool.
Oh, where's the enemy artillery? It's got to be down here, hasn't it?
I don't know where we're getting attacked from.
Can you put a Reaper on 30, which is just down the bay, down the coast?
Yeah, we can also attack.
But I think this is where the mortars are coming from.
I will put one.
Oh no, they can't do that range, can they? What range is mortars? These are 55k. That's way too big.
I don't see an attack from anywhere at the moment. But we are supposed to be attacking number 16, which is north.
Oh, what's wrong with this one?
Doesn't say attack on it.
Yeah, we've been following. Okay, we've been following instructions by the mission. Is that what have we?
Yeah. It specifically says to follow the script. But hey, we can attack whatever you say, boss.
I'm not the boss. Sing it. You're not the boss of me. Go on. I'll let you.
No, that's fine. Too young.
Too young. Malcolm in the middle.
Searching. Oh, I know. What's that rubbish?
Tut tut.
Wow. But it's got SA-15s.
Right. Yeah, it's got quite a lot. I'm not sure what the cover's going to be like.
There's a big town, isn't there?
Um.
There's a town in front of it as well. That might be the best place. For
Yeah,
patching.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm all ready.
Looks like
Yeah, it's 12 clicks out. You got mountains, haven't you, running down? There's a ridge. The trouble is, are you going to be able to get close enough? It's about 10k to the edge of whatever that ring of stuff is. There might be somewhere to hide.
3 o'clock. Searching.
I'll put a little circle, but it doesn't mean that it's the place for anyone else. It's just within range and investigation for me. Too close to the thing, but about within range of the centre of the base. We might be able to use these hills, actually, to be honest, to get some of the edge stuff. So it looks like there's hills and valleys. Yeah, I think we can. You know, somewhere in this area, maybe. The one just down the way. Only just to get them off here, and I suppose then we can carry on with everything else. As per the script. Where at?
here.
Oh, you mean AI, not enemy AI.
No.
Okay. Let's just see where we are with fuel. 57. I'm not going to top it all the way up, but give it about 80%. We should be able to refuel. Right. Okay, I'm going to have to nip to the loo. I've put the kettle on making this one myself because I'm good. So energy's on the way down. Oh, there's quite a few hills there, isn't there? So there's plenty to hide behind. What can I hear? Running water. I'll take off as soon as I've made my cup of tea. As I said, I'm limited on time. Hopefully I can get there and see stuff. Is Mac going after these MIs? I think he might be. Yeah, that's another load you can do. He's going after... Looks like he's going after that helicopter. Or is it a boat? Yeah, he's going after that. Nice shot, Mac. Taking the MI-24s out. MI-24s looking. Yes, let me go and find it for you. And you've probably got the button already set, but you have to hold the button down, right? So if you think you've got it set, press it and hold it a bit longer. It's called George AI Multifunctional Input Center. And that's from a pilot point of view. And you have to hold it down, as I said. You can't just press it like you used to. Right, I'll go and finish my cup of tea and then I'll be back. Be back in a minute.
Fixed wing, 10 o'clock, searching.
Right, I'm back. What's the waypoint? 30. Not sure I can do 30 on here, so I should be able to go to, let's have a look. TSD, point. If I can get this right. Let's see if this works. I always forget what the text is I'm supposed to put in. There is that pointing to where I want, or not? That's the question.
Do you want me to do 3 more disposable forwards?
Fixed wing, 3 o'clock, searching.
Doesn't look like. I should be going down here. So that's not worked. If I go DIR points, that's what I wanted. Maybe. So there you go. Waypoint 30, 58k. I was close, but no cigar. Yeah, because you're all weapons, aren't you? Yes, I know it's high. Did that work, Stinger? Did you find it? And had you got the button already set? Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. No worries. Right. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to jump in and ask. As I said, I don't necessarily know the answer to everything. I really don't. I know some things, but there's plenty of people in chat who will be able to answer stuff if I can't. If you want to join us on this mission, you're more than welcome.
Fixed wing, 11 o'clock, searching.
Put my nose down a little bit more, get a bit more speed. Don't want to go above these hills if I can help it. I know there is a point, as I said before, towards the left-hand side a little bit at the end of this ridge. So I'll try and use this ridge for cover. Now I've put the fuel in on back heavy again, as you can see. Not sure why I'm undulating all over the place. The actual altitude is very delicate. Where are we looking? Oh yeah, okay, I'm going down towards that way anyway, I hope. So I'll try. Maybe a little bit too far.
I'm going to be very, very heavy.
Yep, but that's the fun, isn't it?
Well,
are you overweight?
I don't know. There's three supplies I haven't got that one yet. Those three supplies that I bought before were 4,000 each.
Yeah. That's fine. What? Just watch the weight on your loading screen. As long as you're not into the orange.
Yeah, I should.
We soon find out when you get at the end of the runway.
And you're flapping your arms.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was just coughing again. I have a persistent cough, so I have to mute when I'm coughing, otherwise I just deafen you in full stereo, which is never good. Sorry, I've only just noticed the question earlier. Why is what was it, 11:36? Oh, that was half an hour ago. Excuse me. Why is DCS a reskin of Lock-On? If that's what you think, I'm not going to disagree with you, by the way. It's a question from somebody on YouTube. Why is it a reskin of Lock-On when in Lock-On there was no cockpit controls? So Lock-On wasn't high fidelity flight and high fidelity modules. So DCS, apart from being multiplayer, which Lock-On wasn't as far as I'm aware, everything's clickable. Hey, hello, Danmar, is it? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. If you've got a Twitch account as well, Danmar, if you look at the description, and if you look in the description, there's a little link that you can click, and what that'll do is allow you to open up a Twitch chat. So if you chat to me in there, I'll hear what you're asking, because there's about a minute delay on YouTube between you asking a question and me being able to see it. And you're also on a screen over on my left, which means I have to look away all the time.
Excel said, BTW, is it a good idea to use the rudder pedal trimmer, or should I turn that off?
What, in the Apache or in the Huey? If it's in the Huey, definitely you don't have rudder trim. It's there as a function, but it shouldn't be. Pardon? All helis, it depends on the heli. On the Apache, it's designed, right, to have rudder trim. On the Huey, it definitely isn't. It didn't exist. Also, you don't want to do the key for trim reset on the Apache, because again, you know, it doesn't exist on the real Apache. The only reason it's there is people moaned who were coming to the Apache and not necessarily understanding how to fly it. So I'm going down this coast here, not this bit there, down there eventually. Didn't realise I was quite so far away. So yeah, on the Huey, make sure rudder trim isn't on. So you need to manage the rudder all the time. On the Apache, as I said, it is a feature. So you can see up here, look, if I move my rudder gently, and see where it's trimmed, which is down in the middle. Now I'm going to have to drop down a little bit here. Starting to come to these hills, which we can see. There's a convoy there that someone's already on, which is good, so I won't have to worry about this. Energy's taken out the convoy by the looks of it. Yep. Good job. So, when you want to go over mountains or hills like this,
so I'm kinda interested in DCS, but my PC isn't all that good. Does it take a lot of computer power?
It does take a fair bit. However, I'm not sure you're aware, but you can download DCS for free and also try modules for free. And rather than go through discussing specs, a minimum of 32 gig of RAM ideally. It will just about work with 16, but not great. What I would do is, if you type !DCS in chat, it'll give you an old link to DCS. Don't download it from Steam, which is an inclination, and obviously it makes things really easy for you. Download it from DCS themselves. You'll get 2 free modules, and if you go onto the website, you can also select most modules, including maps, for trial, and you'll get a 2 weeks completely free trial of the modules. So that way round, you'll be able to see A, if the game runs okay on your machine, and B, what some of the modules are like. Okay. If your machine can't handle it, then obviously, yeah, copy that. It's a bit mean, isn't it? It shouldn't be. After me? Are you sure they're not just going to fly past and they're going after someone else? Oh, I'm getting told, yeah, all flanking, too hot, lovely. I wonder if they're after someone else.
199 said, I only brought 8 Hellfires, which I blew through on that convoy, RTB.
Oh, really? Okay, no worries. So at the moment it seems. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh.
What do you mean by modules?
Okay, so when DCS first came out, the first, say, helicopter, right? Each plane or something that you fly is a module. So this, the one I'm in now, is the Apache, and it's called an Apache module. Okay. Now, when the game first started, you would buy something called the Black Shark, which was a game, and oh, man, that was a bit slow. And it was a game, and you got the shark and the free map, which is Caucasus. But it was only that helicopter, and it was a single player game. When you bought the A10, when that come out, you then ended up with an A10 and the map again, and neither the two shall meet. So as DCS developed, they made it multiplayer, because it was originally single player. So when it's multiplayer, you buy a map, we're all on a common map, and you see the aircraft and helicopters, they classed as modules. So if you want to fly an Apache, you buy the Apache. If you want to fly on this map, you buy the map. But when you're on multiplayer, we all fly on the same map, and we can all interact with each other, etc. So once you've got a map, you can buy additional helicopters or aircraft to fly. There's two types. There's this type where this is what you call high fidelity, and I can click all the buttons and that. Or there's a cut down version, which is a port from an earlier game called Lock On or Flaming Cliffs, where you can't click all the buttons in the cockpit, and the flight model isn't as good, but they're much cheaper. So when you see the price of some of these, which might be $70, right, or say 60 quid, when you think that's rather expensive, what you've got to remember is all the time and the effort that goes in. And now, instead of playing single player games and you buy a game for 60 quid, you're actually buying a new module, which is a bit like playing a new game, if that makes sense. Now, if you are interested, never buy anything unless there's a sale. When there's a sale, you will get up to 50% off some of these modules, and they have lots of sales a year. Okay, so they've just finished one called the Lunar Sale, which is the Chinese New Year. Then they'll have another one, then they'll have another one. So they guarantee 4 sales a year, but they'll end up having about 6, maybe 7, depending. If the king dies in England, they'll have a king's death sale. You off? You off, yeah?
No, well, I might be getting to.
Oh, right, okay. So this is why we call them modules. Now, what I've got to... Right, so you buy on a per module basis. Right, let's slow down. So yeah, that's basically, and if you look, there's quite a few of us flying at the moment. We're all interacting, we're all talking to each other on the same radio as well. For instance, 124 radio check. Luma Charlie. Okay, so I'm talking to somebody else who's in another module on a radio system that is all part of the game. You get a free map with it called the Caucasus, which still has brilliant missions. You've got a mission editor that you can design your own missions. There are some mods as well that you can get for other modules. I never use mods personally. Just slowing down here because I want to see if I can see that base from here. Just do it. Oh, come on, get up, get up. Nearly lost it. So with 13k off, I've got to get closer. So I'm going to utilise those hills over there. You see where I am here at the moment? So the enemy is over there, but we're not in my range. I just hope they're not off to my right, which they might be. So I want to get down quite low. So yeah, basically that's how you would find out whether it worked, is by trying it. But don't try the Steam version, because that way you will not have access to all the free modules to test. Right, and you'll find DCS tends to do more sales with longer for DCS than it does with Steam. So I'm just sort of trying to creep up over here, and I'm looking at my range because I have a range limit of 8k. So that's the target area. I'm not sure where the others are at the moment. I want to try and reduce this down to about 8k. So I might be able to do that looking at it. If I do this, I'm also scanning. I don't think there's any targets there, but I might see some of the friendlies. So here's the targets. And I'm over here. I've got these hills here in between me and them, I hope. But it's no point me being further than 8k out, because that is the range of my missiles. I could switch over and use
10 o'clock, searching, fixed wing, 7 o'clock, searching.
Got something at 10. I'm trying to creep in a little bit lower. Slow down as we're talking. Don't want to get too close, otherwise I'm going to have to pop up right above the hills, which is not a good idea. Where am I now? 8.9. Now, I don't want to be right behind that big hill, because then I'm going to have to get too high up to look over. So let's see what I can see from here. I do a scan. Oops, come on.
9 o'clock, searching.
0.7 clicks is still just a little too far, so I'll get a bit closer. I just need to save myself about half a K. Trying to keep masked with the terrain, otherwise known as terrain masking. I just hope that they're not this side of that hill, otherwise I'm in deep shit. I don't think they are, but you never know.
Gonna be shooting on the P19 set trader, A3 site. Yeah. A couple of minutes.
No, copy that. Hope that wasn't my tail rotor. I just bumped then and it was a wheel. So yeah, basically there's a lot to it, and it can seem when you look at it really expensive, but it's not. Just buying the sale, you save yourself some money. You'll be able to try out your computer with it and see whether it works. The only advice I would give you is you cannot play it with mouse and keyboard, and to be honest, you really don't want to try a controller either. You won't have enough fingers and thumbs. What I would suggest in the first instance is get the cheapest ass joystick you can and try that, and use that with your right hand, and use some of the keys on the keyboard with your left hand. You'll find the way this is set up. You'll find the way this is set up lends itself to using both a joystick and a keyboard. A joystick will give you the most.
When you take off,
It'll give you the most control. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Just let me get this thing steady. Right, so wait for it to just settle, which it is in a minute. All the enemies over there, by the looks of it, might even be. See the smoke? I just need to move this very slightly.
Energy 999 said, I am playing with a controller right now, but I'm deliberately doing something dumb. Wouldn't recommend it if you have air-to-air aspirations.
Yeah.
Cat said, I have 2 VKB sticks.
Okay, so as long as you got a twist grip, I mean helicopters, if you're interested in helicopters, will work really, really well with a twist grip. You don't need to go mad and spend loads of money. You should be able to do it. Let me just get this back down, get this steady, because then I can show you what I'm talking about. Why is it drifting forward a little bit? Let's pull the nose back just a touch. If I can get that to stop moving around.
9 o'clock. Searching.
Oop. Great. Shouldn't have done that, should I? Let's get control of this again.
10 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing. 4 o'clock. Searching. Fixed wing. 10 o'clock. Searching.
Come a little bit high, but we'll find out. No ways are a 9. Wind. Still drifting too much, look. Pull it back a little bit more. While I'm doing this, I'll have a quick scan so we can see the targets. There we go. Look. Just bear with me. What we got down there? Right. Is that going to be steady enough, or am I just going to keep going in the air? Right. Let's see if I can show you this without. Oh shit, there's something just there, look. Peeking at me. Just bear with me. I think I'll be shut down before I come back, to be honest. Right, so when you go into controls, right, these are keyboard settings, not keyboard settings necessarily for you to fly with. But even if you've got, there's lots. This is just the ones without the axis. But if you look, I haven't got loads of things set on the right. And I've got things, yeah, that's fine. I've got things set by default, which I would normally delete, you see. So with a stick, say it's got one hat on, you can also use modifiers on the keyboard for the controls. So I've got one called joystick button 15, right? But you've also got all of these keys you can use in conjunction with a very cheap joystick. And what that... Oh, for God's sake. I've drifted up too high. Can you see what I mean? That's what I was trying to evade. It's alright, I was switched out trying to show somebody something in the controls. And my helicopter's drifted up a bit. Typical. I'm dead. It won't let me get back to my helicopter, which means it's killed me. Never mind. So basically, with the controls, you can use keys with a combination. So you could set a hat. These are the controls. There's a joystick. These are my pedals. This is my throttle. This is head tracking. There's a mouse. This is something else. So on a joystick where you've got limited, right, you can see how many are on the joystick. This is one hat. Okay. This is the same hat with a joystick button 15 pressed. And that gives me a different function without going into any of this. And you can assign that one hat to 9 different things. So your forward, back, left and right would be one thing. Hold the shift key, forward, back, left and right would be another. Right? Hold the control key on the left, forward, back, left and right would be another. The Windows key, the Alt key, the right Alt, the right Windows, the right control. So you can extend one hat into 9 different things. And then you can use something called a switch. So when you look here, if you have a switch, right, which I thought I got one on here, but it's on the other end, then when you press that switch, all your buttons you can assign something else. When you press it again, it's back to where it was. So what this does is allows you, right, to be able to, it allows you to be able to go round and use just 1 or 2 hats and do a hell of a lot of things. Does that make sense? Interesting. Not sure who this is. This is probably AI. Let's go to the map. This is Wiz. So the spot I was in is a good spot. And Wiz is basically firing these missiles from here, which we can go and see. So if we go to F6, nope, no missiles at the moment in the air, I don't think. What's the... There we go, watch. You can see the missile go down. How long have I been playing DCS? Oh my goodness, donkey's years. Probably, I think 2010. But I tend to fly some of the modules more so than others. I've got a lot more modules than I actually fly nowadays. And I've been streaming since I was able to stream reliably. The internet hadn't caught up. When I first started, I used to teach people every Sunday the A10C. but would use TeamSpeak to talk, play on a server, but I couldn't have streamed it. I mean, nowadays, right, I'm playing in 4K 60 FPS. There's no point turning it up. I'm streaming to Twitch in 1080p 60 FPS. I'm streaming to YouTube in 4K, right, 60 FPS. That's pushing about 40 to 45 mega data to that, and I'm playing in 4K. And to me that's brilliant, because one of the things I do, I always explain to everybody what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what I'm looking at. Every time I jump into something new, I go through the startup, and if anybody wants to learn, more than welcome to jump in. I will be doing some A10C training following on from where I was before, and I should really do some videos. Yeah, sorry, I did whiffle on a bit. I think it's round about there. I think the first module I got was the Black Shark. It was version 1 Russian, and the second one was the A10C. But there's a few modules I've got to learn. So it's been a long time. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I can definitely accelerate some people's learning of it, because if you're going to read the manuals, the manual for the A10C alone is around about 500 to 600 pages, and a lot of people don't want to read manuals. Oh right, okay. The other thing, as you're probably aware, is when you teach people, it allows you to reinforce what you know, because initially when you try and do it, it's difficult because it makes you think about what you're doing. But once you get to the point where you can have a conversation like this, where there's lots of conversations going on and you're explaining stuff as well, you can go back to where you are. You don't, as you know or should know by now, you don't even have to think of what you're doing, you just do it. Let's follow that down. So that's GBU 14, which is a laser guided bomb. So now the laser's enabled there, so you saw it change direction. So there's a laser code pointing at the target, and there's a laser sensor, for want of an expression.
You were talking about muscle memory, I think.
Yeah, it's basically, that's it, muscle memory. It's like everything else. The more you do in the more different ways, the better it is. For instance, if someone's learning, one of the things, if you're learning and you're looking at other people's startup, is you will always have somebody else's startup. I don't know where that's coming from, blimey. You'll also have somebody else's startup written down in front of you. If you teach somebody and let them parrot you for 6 or 7 times, they'll get used to looking right in the right place for the switches they need, and then once they've done it quite a few times, you'll be able to get them to write their own startup process. For instance, let me just go and jump into something just for the point I'm making. It'll probably have to be, I'll jump back to Kasab and I'll jump in the A10C. Now you can spawn hot, but never have a hot start really, unless half my leg is more damaged than usual. The biggest problem with learning is understanding what you need and where things are, and then there's the order, and it's information overload. So I'll explain what I mean. Yeah, this is a good example. So there's so many switches and buttons and a process to get this started. And the terminology in this aircraft, for instance, in this aircraft, this is called an MFCD, and that's an MFCD. In another aircraft, screens are called something else. In another aircraft, they're called something different. You never want to learn two aircraft at the same time. If you imagine a pilot sitting here, which I can't remember if we can have a pilot now, whether that was introduced. Yes. Now, it's obviously completely in the way of everything, but if you think where the pilot's right knee is, where the right thigh is, the right butt cheek, etc., you'll find that by looking at it in terms of position, for instance, right knee, right, there's two lines of toggle switches, and you look at the lower right, for instance. And if you start referring to things like right knee, right thigh, right butt cheek, left knee, left thigh, left butt cheek, eventually it gives people a verbal cue where to look. Now, if you said to somebody, first of all, right, and they were trying to read and they'd got no picture reference or anything, it's quite difficult to understand the terminology. So rather than do that, just tell them and let them listen. So you'd go something like right knee, right, okay, you put your battery on, and then just above on the top row, you'd switch the inverter on. And then we're going to look at the left thigh. And we're going to look over here, which you can do by using right control, right shift 4 or 6 on the numpad. And you can zoom in and out by using the divide and plus. And then you can put this on and so on. And you walk people. Yeah. And if you let people listen, right? In other words, if you've got someone sitting in a plane next to you, or you're explaining it to them while they're sitting in it, you let people not worry about writing things down, not trying to remember. I was saying never try and remember what I'm telling you at first. But by the 6th time I come to explain it to you, you're looking already because you know where it is. You might even remember the switch. So then you say to people, right, have a go at writing down the startup and use RK for right knee, RT for right thigh, and see if you can write down a list to start it up, and then let's go through the list and see if there's anything you've missed out. Because the act of writing something down is another memory reinforcer. Okay? So this, hopefully, you'll appreciate it. It's another memory reinforcer. So by letting them learn by listening and then writing it down themselves, they stand more chance of remembering it than the way sometimes some people will do it, or watching a video once. If you have somebody else's list, right, it might be subtly different. There's not always, you can do things in slightly different orders in some cases. The point being, if you do it the same every single time, right, you're going to remember it more, if that makes sense. And it's just slightly different. And if you accelerate, and also it's like helicopters. The way I teach helicopters, explain, the movement of a stick in a plane is like, well, it can't move because it's got no hydraulics. Look, geez, Nickers, let's jump to another one to explain the point. So we'll go in here. It's all right. The reason why I'm not doing a lot here is because I know I've got to go earlier, so I haven't really got much time. So if we go and choose a Huey, for instance, and we jump in here, one of the big things with helicopter control is your joystick movement is not like it is in a plane. And one of the things people do when they first start is move the joystick too much. So when we get in a Huey, eventually, if there is any here, right, okay. Now I think this all moved by itself, yeah. So for instance, if I put this on as well, the movement in the plane is going to be more, you know, you're moving forward and so on and so on and so on. The movement in this, if I told you that I'm moving that joystick enough to move this helicopter, and not only am I moving it enough, I'm moving it enough to make it go forward lots of times, okay? So it's something people don't understand. Oh, the Red Devils. I'm not sure where you're based or of them. But what this means, right, is you're looking at it and you're thinking, but that's not moving. And the way the helicopters work, right, is this. If I want to move this helicopter forward, so I'm hovering, all I've got to do is this, right? And you're thinking, what's going on? So if you look here, I'm going to do an exaggerated movement. Forward, middle, forward, middle, forward, middle, right? The speed I do this at, forward, middle, forward, middle, forward, middle, forward, middle, is like this. Okay? But tiny, tiny amounts. You don't need much. And once you get your head around that, you'll find your control of helicopters is so much better. And if you learn to hover, for instance, in this, you would sort of, if I'm floating back, I'm not going to do it now because of time. If you're floating back, you want to slow it down. You just move forward, middle, forward, middle, forward, middle, wait for it to settle, hit the trimmer button, let go. Okay? By let go, the way the trimmer works, by default in helicopters, is center stick. And what that means is if I trim this stick here, okay, and I trim it, in game, the stick stays there, right? You'll see this stay there. But because in real life, unless you've got force feedback, you've got a big spring and it centers, your real life stick, for you to have any input, you need to relax it. Your real life stick centers, and then you'll see a little wobble like that on the stick, and then you've got input again. Because you have to simulate what happens in real life. But once you get used to it, the control, what time is it? 40. I haven't got time, sorry. The control you can have on this helicopter is absolutely amazing. And if you learn this first, before any other helicopter, it will give you such a vast amount of experience of helicopters for when you move on to different ones, because most other helicopters have level of systems, and it's learning systems as much as it is flying the helicopter. On Wednesday from 9 o'clock UK time, which is BST, I'll be doing A10C stuff, going through the startup, going through Mavericks, rippling the Mavericks to somebody who used to just jump in, auto start, and knows a little bit about it. And they're learning. So I'm going through teaching them that. I have done Huey stuff loads of times, but at some point I might find time, because I've got a lot longer, to jump in and go through this. I have done a Huey. I have done a Black Shark. It's all on my DCS channel under live. I haven't done it as a video training thing. It's going through explaining how it works to either other people or to you guys. And I would always say, go from here to the Shark. Cheers, matey. You have a look on the live and you'll see. Now, when I'm doing a live broadcast, I go off and I explain lots of things like I am now. So it makes it difficult to learn from, but gives you a taste. And sometimes, like one of the guys on Frick, he was having problems with it. So I jumped into a helicopter and just demonstrated how it works. And then that changed his flying straight away. Everybody I've taught this has always been able to sling load the very first time they've ever flown the helicopter. And that's because they suddenly get that grasp of control and how to hover in ground effect. And then you want to fly around obstacles and various things so that you learn how big the helicopter is, where it'll fit, where your blades are. It's like situational awareness, like flying through that gap there, for instance. Right, you can't fly through with the blades, but you can fly through with the body, and you can just make sure the blades fit just over. You fly around obstacles, keeping your nose pointed at the obstacle you're going round, and you know, you just get into this pattern of learning. Anyway, is shooting launchers with missiles. Anyway, I'm not going to wobble on too much about that.
I'm on there with guns, and I'm like, see them blow up, and like rifle.
So they're just cleaning this one up, look.
Yeah, George can have a ball with guns as well.
So they're clearing this one up. They'll capture this base or take it off the map, so it won't be a problem for when we come in next week. I'll finish my cup of tea, and I am going to have to shoot off. But yeah, anytime I'm streaming, it's always on DCS. I do always on DCS, always on YouTube. I do DCS and Star Citizen as well. And Star Citizen, you think this is difficult to learn. You try jumping in Star Citizen from scratch and having a clue. And if anybody ever wants to join us when I'm streaming on this mission, you're more than welcome. Yeah, no worries. Where are you based, Matchfire?
What are you doing in SC tomorrow?
Lisa's telling us that we've got to go on an FPS. We were doing some ship stuff the other day, me, Lisa and Wiz, which was quite good. To be honest, we did start it in Nix, but tomorrow...
No.
Yeah.
I play Star Citizen as well.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I've been playing that since about 2014, I think. But with Star Citizen, it's one of these things where it'll be the best thing you've ever played ever. It'll be the most frustrating thing you've ever tried to play ever. Oh, Australia, okay. Yeah, Camel that is with you just above. He's from New Zealand. And there's sometimes a couple of Aussies who, well, they used to play with us all the time. It just depends on the time zone. And we've just changed it again, so it might push you away a little bit, I'm not sure. Unlike me, Camel flies helicopters, really. Whereas I'm just, you know, somebody who's a bit of a tech nerd.
Is that you that just got shot at, Stingy?
Anyway.
Yeah, like flak or something.
You are a bit close.
You can keep a seat. Right, unfortunately I'm going to have to jump off at the moment. It will be nice to be here and play a bit longer, but I do need to go. I don't get cups of tea brought to me all day long, and the abuse that she gives me without doing something in return, so I'll be taking her to work. Next Saturday, I'll be on longer, and I'll try and start a bit earlier because it's a day off for her next week. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me go and find somebody to pass the stream over to, and then we can go from there. They'll have that finished and then move on to the next place probably. When I come on this morning, there was only 8 viewers on DCS, and it's such a shame because it is such a good game / simulation. I'll pass you over to the Warthog, which is an Aussie guy. So just bear in mind you'll be getting advert sounds, which I'll stop in a minute. Oh, bloody hell, go away. Jesus, some of these adverts, The worst bit is when I go to raid somebody, very often I end up with copyright strikes on the last few seconds of my raid. Warthog project is very, very good. Well worth a watch. It's got an absolutely amazing setup. So please give him a follow. And I'll catch you all Sunday, maybe. Star Citizen, we'll see how it goes. Depends what we're doing. Else it'll be Wednesday from 9 o'clock. Cheers all, thanks and goodbye. Cheers for those on YouTube.